Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D. Welcome to tonight's show. It is August 31st, 2017. Everybody, you want to say hi?
What's going on, good people? It's your boy Clint. You already know. What up, though? It's Willie Styles. What's going on, people?
And hey, everybody, it's Michelle. How's everybody doing?
All right, yeah, guys, we got a good show for you guys tonight. If you're listening right now, you're on blogtalkradio.com/GFT radio show. And if you guys want to call in, the phone number is 657-383-1155. If you are too shy, you can hit us up on Twitter at GFT_radio. So we're going to jump right into the topic. We got our guest host, Michelle, on the line. Michelle, you want to take the reins? You want to take the reins and tell them how we got to our topic?
Yeah. Yeah, so everybody, it's Michelle on Earth Unforgettable Pleasures. We're here tonight to talk about celibacy.
Yeah.
So we had a lovely discussion not too long ago about celibacy, and we realized that a lot of people don't realize what celibacy is. They don't understand that people start being celibate for various reasons. They think that it's supposed to be just one reason. And a lot of people kind of get abstinence and celibacy completely mixed up. So that's what this topic is all about.
Exactly. Willie?
Yeah, I know we were when I saw the topic on the page, it was really interesting to see everybody's kind of take on celibacy and what it meant to them. And then, like you said, Sunday, we had did I guess we looked up the definition, looked at it from a kind of academic viewpoint, and a lot of people, have their own ideas of what celibacy is and why they want to do it. But the trend, right now of doing it is just, it seems like it's a kind of a fad. So, definitely want to explore that whole situation.
You know what? I was
go ahead.
So I was actually thinking about something. We were wondering if it was a trend, if it's just something that people are doing right at this moment. But a lot of times when people become celibate, it's a spiritual thing. That's what it's supposed to be, And we're like, oh, well, it's a bad thing because it's a trend, but at the end of the day, it's actually a good thing because they're doing what they're supposed to be doing in the first place. It doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing,
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like Michelle stated earlier, like most people get celibacy and abstinence confused. Sometimes they call it continence as well. I know from personal experience, I appreciated this topic because past year in 2016 I was abstinent, but it wasn't for any religious beliefs or anything. I had got sick. So my whole thing was, let me get my body right and all that. Let me get my mind right. And that's what led me to that. And what I found out going through it is, you found out a lot about yourself. You know what I mean? So I think that's what it all comes down to for me. I know a lot of people when they practice celibacy, like Michelle stated earlier, it's more, because celibacy just isn't abstaining from sex. It's abstaining from marriage as well.
Exactly.
It's more to it than just not having sex. It's, then you have the priesthood celibacy. Like, it's different levels and different layers to it. So, I kind of appreciated this topic.
Yeah, like after Willie brought that up, and them comments were amazing, Michelle. I don't know how you kind of like take in all those random comments of the random outbursts. Some were like on point and made sense. Some of them were just a little bit crazy. But I actually had I kind of thought I knew what the word celibacy meant, and then I had to kind of define it for myself because I didn't understand. Like, I wanted to understand what it actually meant. So just I'm gonna put it out there just in case anybody that doesn't know. I looked on Wikipedia, and this is the definition that I had, which kind of it gives me an idea of what celibacy is, and I hope it'll give other people the idea of what, or better understanding of what it is. It's the state of volunteering to be unmarried sexually abstinent or both, and using usually for religious reasons. In his narrow sense, the term applies to those who are unmarried in the state and just want to, get their religion and stuff in order and, like, focus more on their religion. And as you said, but it's commonly understood as just being abstinent without sex. So I think people define it how they choose, how they fit into their lives. But I do agree with you guys with saying that people misunderstand abstinence for celibacy. It's two completely different things, well, similar but different things.
And the one thing about celibacy that, and you can continue looking, and people out there, y'all can continue looking, y'all can search it up on Wikipedia as well and find other sources. But the one thing about celibacy is it was never like well accepted through a lot of cultures, like African cultures, even European cultures. Like celibacy was never an accepted thing or a popular thing. That's something new that I've always thought, that it was, held in high regard in certain circles. But when you really look into it, like celibacy wasn't. It still ain't today in some cultures, in a lot of cultures.
Exactly. I think, like, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think that people do get caught up in the trend because they don't understand the word or what it actually means, and I think that not that it's a bad thing, but if you're going to be doing something, you should actually know what you're doing is actually like the right thing, or I want to say the right thing, but do you understand what you're supposed to be doing, what you should be doing if you're going to claim that you're being celibate, And
then we shouldn't generalize everybody.
Well, not everybody, but like you can tell by like when you looked at the post that Michelle posted and the reply that people made, you kind of got to understand of who actually knew what it was and who really didn't. And I just hope that for those who were saying that they were celibate and didn't understand the full meaning of it, now at some point in that conversation understood like what it really is, and either shifted some stuff around and chose to follow it in its rightful meaning. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that completely makes sense. My thing is, like, when we start using the word like it's trending, I kind of feel like we're getting close to generalizing, because we could take us like, I understood that conversation. I've seen the comments as well, but that's like still a small sample size of what you know what I mean, of how people feel or what people think about it. That's not a whole. And even within that conversation, people have different opinions, so everybody have different reasons for everything,
exactly.
For everything they do. Like I said, mine was mainly because I was sick. That's how it started. And then going through it, it came to, you start learning more things. You start learning more about yourself. And then it's like, all right, let's see how long I can do it. You feel me? And then, and you continue to learn. And then for me, I'm going to keep it at 100. It gives you a sort of a power now as far as going into relationships. Now, because now I'm not looking at it, sex isn't the number one thing. So I can't get fooled by somebody's sex appeal, this, that, and the third. It allows me to get deeper, to know somebody deeper before I continue. You know what I mean? That's one of the biggest things I learned. But like I said, mine wasn't necessarily celibacy. It was more so abstinence, just not doing it. You know what I mean? It had nothing to do with any religious things or anything.
Yeah, and so that's my thing about it is in terms of it being kind of like a fad. Because I was saying earlier that I think it's more of a fad now because one, people, like you said, people don't understand it, and then two, you hear so many people, like you said, just kind of using it in the wrong sense. Like, people saying that they're, celibate, but they're out dating, right? They're out dating and they're trying to find love and all this kind of stuff. It's like, how are you trying to find love but you're celibate at the same time? Or you hear people who are who have been in. I guess you can be in relationships and then come out of one and then say, okay, you know what, I'm going to practice some celibacy at this point, and that's fine. But to be in and out of it and you know, so-called practicing it when it's convenient. That's how I look at it. You know, it's like being on a diet. It's like you're on a diet when it's convenient. When there's no hamburgers around, you're on the diet. But as soon as the hamburgers are around, you're no longer on a diet. You know, it just doesn't seem like they're recognizing the true purpose and the true benefits that you're supposed to be gaining from the celibacy and from the act and from the you know, being, like you said, finding yourself and going through a process, right? And I think that's what the celibacy really is. It's really a process. And I think that process really should be given time. And, I've never tried to practice it. I've never tried to really look too much into it. But, you know, like you said, from a religious sense, a lot of people are doing it because it's like almost a purification, you know, for yourself, for your own spirit, your body, your mind, everything all kind of mixed together, right? So I think that's what people don't recognize, that part of it.
Definitely. I like that analogy you use with the diet. Is perfect. That's perfect. Mm-hmm. I was reading something on. I was on Instagram because I was doing some research. You know, I go on all the social media sites and stuff and look up stuff. And I was looking up things or what people had to say on Instagram about celibacy. And he told me, one dude was like, you know what I mean? Yeah, most people celibate until they get drunk. You know
Exactly.
You feel me? Or they celebrate till you put some real good looking girl who very promiscuous in front of them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They scream that celibacy thing, but you feel me? That go away real quick. When you put them in when you put them
in the situation.
You put them in the situation. You feel me? And I definitely understand.
You know what was crazy to me about the topic was the fact that it was unbelievable that men could be celibate. We're like, no, they're not. They're just lying. And I'm like, so are you telling me women can take the vow to go ahead and save themselves, but men can't? That doesn't make sense to me. You know, don't get me wrong. I do understand that it may be a little hard. Well, you know what? In this generation, I think it's a lot easier for men to be celibate than it is for women, the way that these women are, you know, nowadays. But I was just like, if you caught one of the comments, I'm like, wait a minute. He was like, oh, no, if a man is telling you he's celibate, it's only because he's lying just so he can get some pussy. I'm like, wow. Wait a minute now.
Right. Well, you know, and that was the thing. I was offended. Yeah, and I think that was the thing that caught my attention too about all the mixed, you know, the mixed feelings about it was that you know you had some people feeling like not only was it a trending theme or but something like that one guy, he felt like it was a tactic, right? And it's like, but his argument holds weight. There are people who use it as a tactic. And
like he didn't get blocked, okay?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think he took it super far. Yeah, he took it super far. But you know, I think his initial comment about that part of it, I think had some validity to it. And because I mean, you see people, women too. I mean, it's not just men; it's women too who use it as a tactic. You know, because it's a strategy, really. You know. And especially when you see people dating and saying that they're celibate, like, okay, I'm celibate. It's like, okay, if you're talking about sex and you're just being abstinent, but then even then, you know, it's like, okay, are you realizing that the convenience factor is there, and then, you know, now as soon as you have something to hold over the woman or the other man that, you know, the man that you're trying to be with, then you're like, okay, I'll give it up if you do this for me, or and that's what happens. You know, it's like it's a strategy for them to either gain that viewpoint, because for men, I think, you know, some of them are saying it because they want women to be like, oh, you know, I can be with him because he says he's celibate, and so now, you know, and that's what happens, is that you have these guys are out here, they're like, yeah, I'm celibate, and then they're still hunting. You know what I mean? And vice versa with the women. You know what? Out there hunting.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, and I agree with him, because sometimes even with me, like in my situation, I'm gonna keep it 100. The only reason, like I said, the only reason it started was because I was sick. You know what I mean? And then it evolved as it continued. And then Sonny, remember when we used to do shows? I did a show. Yeah. We did a show, and I was like, listen, I don't care who likes me? If they like me, tell them Clint not interested.
Yes, I remember that.
I mean? You feel, I just wasn't beat. You feel me? Because
that's a challenge, and that becomes a challenge to them.
Yes, it's
exactly.
Like in their mind, it's like challenge accepted.
Exactly. But then, when you go through the I know with me, when I went through that process, I understood the power I had. That's why I said earlier, I understood, like, that gave me some sort of power now. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, they're interested, but see, now I can control how we deal with each other now. Because whatever sexual attraction I have to you is pushed to the back. Now, so now I'm forcing you to dig deeper, and I'm to show me who you are as a whole. Now I mean, sexism, and I noticed that for a lot of women that was difficult, that was tricky.
Because some women don't like to be rejected. Like it's one, like they don't want like as much as men can't take rejection, a woman can't. A lot of women can't take rejection because like as a female, we always getting stuff thrown our way. So when we want it and we trying to take it, and you like, no, it's like, what do you mean no? Like, first of all, I look cute. What do you mean? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I never heard this again in my life.
Right. You said it right. It's challenge accepted. You said no.
Exactly.
So let's see how long we can
how long will it take
before I can get a yes real quick.
You're going to have a whole night.
Exactly. How long does it take? Exactly.
Yep. You're going to have a night or laying next to the bed, putting your butt up on you.
Women have the same thoughts that men have. So, yeah, it is. It's like, oh, okay. Oh, he did he say no? Okay, he just said no for today. It's just Wednesday. He'll say yes on Thursday. That's all.
Right, exactly.
We're just trying to get him drunk and take it.
You said anything is possible. Is that what you said?
Yeah, anything possible? Hold on, and that's not lying.
That's 100% true. I'm gonna tell you something. That is 100% true. When the Henny's in the system, ain't no telling. You feel me? That's how mine ended. That's how mine ended. Word is bomb. That's 100% fact right there. That's 100% fact.
Listen, like I said, women play the games too, so so yeah. But I do agree. Like, I think some people are doing it for the right reason, but the majority of the people it is sort of a tactic. It is sort of a tactic. Now it differs with each person how they use it. You know what I mean? But I do think people use it as a tactic. You know what I mean? And as a conversation piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely as a conversation.
Because some females, and I'm just going to put out there, sorry females, for some females say that, but they not really, they just want the guy to think that they ain't been sleeping with nobody.
That's true.
I've been celibate for 3 years. No, you haven't. Stop lying. You was sucking on sleep last night. I saw you.
Right.
But have you? I've been running into a lot of people who've been celibate for years, talking about 8 years, 5 years, and I'm like, that is a long time.
Now, ask them. Do you ask them when they say they're celibate? Are they restraining themselves from all forms of sexual?
Yes.
So no masturbation. None of that.
None of it.
And
now,
so
because I've been researching this for a while now, and I know that there are certain different people where you do have people that are just celibate, and when they decide that they're not going to have sex, they completely eliminate it out of their daily lives. Like, they don't want to talk about it. They don't watch certain movies. They don't read certain books. Like, they completely try to just avoid it, just try to avoid it completely. And then I'm finding people where, like, okay, well, I just don't want to have sex with anybody. I'm trying to find myself. I'm focused on myself, but they may still have, they may still take time for self-pleasure. So it's so many different aspects of it. Like I said, you got people that are just completely like, no, don't talk to me about it, don't even say the word around me. You got other people that are like, okay, well, no, it's okay, we can talk about it because, I still have me time every now and again. Then you got the people that are celibate every 3 months.
Right.
They're like, okay, I got it in 90 days, and they're like, 91, let me break it. Okay, let's go back, let's start over. So. Yeah.
And I definitely don't want to discourage people and say that you can't start over if you fall off the way. But I just think when they go back and forth, and it's just like I said again, is just used as a convenience piece. Then it's
well, the thing is what people don't understand is it's very hard. Like the idea of it. Like people talk about the idea of it. They're like, oh, okay, no, I'm not gonna have sex. But when you actually step into it and decide that you're not going to have sex, something that you're used to doing, something that you use, some people use that as their stress reliever. Some people use it as shit. People are using it as a hobby. Like, hey, I don't have anything else to do. Fuck it, So the thing is it's so hard to truly dedicate and mentally prepare yourself to not have it.
Mm-hmm.
We have to respect that because you do have people that step into it with the right mindset where they're like, hey, I'm not going to have sex. And then 3-4 months later, they're like, man, they break it. And then they're like, okay, no, I didn't want to break it. Let me start over. It's a mental thing. It's just like losing weight. You know how we were like, okay, first of the year, I want to lose 70 pounds. I want to lose 70 pounds in the first 90 days of 2000 or whatever. And then you started, and then 2 weeks later, you're like, man, you said you wanted to go out for steaks. I'm down for the steak. Let's go.
Right.
So it's the exact same thing. It's the willpower. It's hard. It's very difficult because we're used to doing it. We're like, I'm getting ready to go have fun. Give me a second. We're used to that. We have that mentality. So to just completely just take it away, like I said, it's difficult. And we have to kind of respect that and understand that even though people are backtracking, it doesn't mean that their heart wasn't in the right place when they attempted to do it the first time.
True.
I was just online, and I was on the Huffington Post. And they were saying I guess the title of it is What We Learned After 4 Years of Celibacy, or 3 years of celibacy. Now that's new. That's something like I don't understand. Were they practicing abstinence or celibacy because they were together still? Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So were they just they said they was engaging in sex, this, that, and the third, and the lady said, one day she just had like a little epiphany. She said God talked to her, told her to stop having sex. Initially, it was supposed to be like for 40 days. It ended up being almost 4 years.
Oh, wow.
So, is that?
But why did it last that long?
I'm not quite sure.
They were married, you said, or they were just together?
Say that again one more time, Willie.
Were they married or they just were together?
They were just together. They didn't have. It took them that long to get married.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we is there a way for you to share that link publicly so people can go ahead and read that article? I want to look a little bit deeper into that because I want to get a true understanding of what would make them. I understand that you said that it took them that long to get married.
Post it.
But they got
the page, Clint.
Okay. Do it. Where you want me to post it at?
On the page, because that's public.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whichever.
Okay.
That way, so people can truly get an understanding, because there are people really that want to be celibate.
Mm-hmm.
No one, in my personal opinion, no one truly wants to give themselves to partner after partner after partner. No one wants that. People don't understand how strong a sexual connection is. People don't understand how it's not about a physical thing. You deal with emotions when you have sex. Again, you are dealing with physical. You're dealing with your physicals, but it's not based on just that. So you have your emotions tied into it. You have all these different type of just some people have spiritual issues when they have sex. So just it's a bunch that plays into when you're having sex with somebody. So people are trying to figure out like why they have so many emotions going on, and it can have a lot to do with the fact that they probably slept with a bunch of different people in the last 30 days. You take on that connection from somebody.
All right, hold on, guys.
You know, so like I said, people. Say it again, Sonny.
Yeah, we have a caller. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Caller, you on the line with GSP Radio.
You hear me?
Hello? Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Hello? Hello? Caller, we can't hear you. Okay, I don't know what happened to the caller. We have her on. She's still on the line. If you can hear her, speak up. Hello?
Hello?
That's one of y'all. Yes.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm sorry about that. I think I muted myself fooling around with my phone. But anyway, what I was saying when you guys couldn't hear me was that I'm so pleased that you all are having this particular podcast, or I hope that it will be a series, because I want to let you know it's extremely important. I used to give lectures on celibacy, and whoever the sister was who was saying, she dropped some very powerful jewels when she said it's just like losing weight. It is extremely similar in that you will fall off the wagon and you will have to start over. Most people, there are some people who are so serious and so intense about that journey of celibacy that they don't fall off. But most of us, we do. We fall off, and that's a part of the process. Because when you fall off, you realize that you have interrupted your reality, your uninterrupted reality, which is the most important part of yourself. Now, having said that, I want to say this. I heard somebody say that they had been researching celibacy for a long time. I did as well. I want to let you know this. There are two forms of celibacy. There's a self-imposed celibacy, and there's a health-imposed celibacy. A health-imposed celibacy would be someone that is a quadra or paraplegic, someone that's having sexual dysfunction or erectile dysfunction or whatever reason, cancer, for whatever reason, for health reasons. If you cannot have sex, meaning penetration into any orifice on your body, understand the difference. Celibacy is when you do not allow penetration sexually on any orifice of your body. Okay? Now, a self-imposed celibacy is when you decide of your own accord that I am not having sex for this prescribed increment of time. You may start off with 3 months. It may be 30 days. But I heard someone mention about a couple who started out and they went 4 years. I want you to understand what celibacy does. It forces you to deal with your authentic self. And if you're in a relationship, become celibate, and you're still in a relationship, what you do is you build upon certain tangible things. You see, sex is tangible for procreation.
Right.
When we take it, when we look at this thing seriously and maturely, sex is not tangible for your emotional self if you are not whole. So what I'm saying here at the end of the day is that when you decide to become celibate, you are deciding to go on a journey of getting in touch with your authentic self. You are no longer, when you become celibate, you find that your dress code changes. The way you walk, the way you talk changes. You begin to walk in a fashion that is comfortable and more conducive to who you are, more comfortable. When you become celibate and you're serious about your celibacy journey, when you talk to people, you're talking to that person, not to the lust or not to the possibility that you may get hooked up with that person. So I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time, but I just want to let you know this conversation is very powerful. And I want to say to the women,
Yeah, we
Okay,
definitely,
I want to say
definitely
to the
appreciate
women.
that. I mean, a lot of the
You know what?
stuff-
Before she goes, I don't know if you want to personally share your information, but I would love to be able to talk to you. So what I want to do, if you're on Facebook, are you on Facebook at all?
I don't do social media in that sense.
Can you
I
hear me?
only do it to. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I only participate in social
Hello?
media for the. I'm still here. Hello?
Oh, sorry, no, it's a delay. Don't worry about it. Go ahead and speak, caller.
Okay.
We have a delay.
I was saying I only participate in social media for the purpose of business and interacting with my family and friends. Other than that, I don't do too much socializing, but I would, if she could give me some information where I can get in touch with her, yes, we could have a one-on-one, and I could send her a lecture. But I want to say this to the sisters. I want to say this to them because that is who I lectured to. The black woman, specifically, I'm talking about her, I'm talking about Mama, can live at least 120 years when she subscribes to celibacy. That's just for your information, okay? So if you want to give me a number or something, maybe you can take us out of the queue and where the public doesn't have to hear her number. If you want to do that, we can. You can give me the information where I can send you a lecture.
I'll give you my business number.
Okay, just a second.
I have no problem with that. So I own a one-stop shop for intimacy, actually. We do multiple,
Okay.
We offer multiple services. So I'll give you the business contact information, and you can give me a call sometime tomorrow whenever you're free, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so it's 734-890-8417.
Okay, and what's your name?
My name is Michelle, so it's just like Michelle, just with an A at the end.
Okay, Michelle, I am Sapphire. And if I can talk to you about, just quickly, if I can tell you about what you do, I want to let you know that that's very needful because in celibacy doesn't mean that you don't pleasure yourself. It just means that you don't penetrate yourself. Understand the difference here. So there are women who are celibate and they are struggling with it because they don't have all of the information that they need. Celibacy, see, when you become celibate, you're responsible for your best and your most intimate orgasms. That's what you need to be able to do for yourself before you get engaged in a relationship, in a sexual, intimate relationship. You need to be able to do things for yourself. That way, when the relationship breaks down or when it's in trouble, you're not strung out on a limb sexually because the best intimate feelings don't come from another person. They come from you. You are self-reliant. Am I making sense to you?
That's making perfect sense.
Yes, ma'am.
That's powerful. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, listen, I want to thank y'all for your time. Michelle, I have your number. I'm definitely going to call you because what I'd like to do is I'd like to give you a lecture, and I'd like for you to listen to it and tell me what you think. And how about that?
Yeah, thank you for calling in. A lot of great information.
I'm going to continue to listen if that's okay with you guys, okay?
No, that's fine. Thank you.
All righty.
All right. Good
All
night.
right. Sorry about that, guys. I couldn't let her go without her at least having my number and me having hers. So.
Yeah, definitely. And she brought up so many great points. Yeah, she brought up so many great points that really speak to not only, you know, what it really is, but also some of the things that we were saying earlier, and you know, the one thing that kind of stood out was what she was saying about being at your best for yourself, right? And having that, you know, you're pretty much taking responsibility for your own, not only your own intimacy, but your own personal, being your personal best for yourself and in that next relationship, right? So, and it kind of makes sense in the sense of that couple, maybe even thinking about that, is that, you know, they going on that 40-year journey. I mean, it's a long time, but then to go on that journey together, I think it creates that a stronger bond on other levels like you said, the tangibles, right? Exactly. And I think that's what a lot of people miss out on, because when people jump into a relationship and the first thing they're doing is having sex, and that's all they're really doing is having sex, they're not having experiences together. They're not talking about who they truly are. They're not being who they truly are outside of the sex. When they're together, they're just, just kind of in it for that one reason. Then you lose yourself when you're with that person, right? Because you just become an object for that person. But when you have that knowledge of who you truly are, and you're able to give that person who you truly are, and they're able to accept it, without that other, thing clouding the judgment, I think that makes that relationship that much stronger and that much more powerful.
Yeah.
You know what? Sex becomes a crutch. It becomes a crutch.
Exactly.
That's what I've learned. That's what I learned through my experience. It became a crutch. When you're bored, and they also speak about this in the article. That's one thing they said in the article. When you're bored or something, the first thing you go to is sex. Communication isn't there. But then when there's no sex involved, you're forced to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
You're forced to communicate on a higher level. On a deeper level, so to speak. And so then the relationship has more meaning. That's what I learned. You feel me?
Now, you know what? What people don't understand is, even before you even get to the relationship part, being celibate teaches you how to value yourself on another level. People don't get, when you truly learn to love yourself on another level or a higher level, the chances of you just giving yourself to just anybody because they want you won't happen. You start eliminating people very quickly, and you're like, oh, no, you want the wrong thing from me. I'm not going to waste my time. And that starts with you being celibate and you learning yourself and you loving yourself to a level to where you completely become, all of the BS becomes obsolete.
All right, hold on, guys. We have another caller.
Come on now.
I'm trying to add them on. Caller, I think they hung up and that kind of stuff. Caller, please call back. I was just answering your call. I think the line dropped. I'm sorry, guys. Continue on. But I think that was some very important information that she Sapphire shared with us. That was because some of the stuff it was opening your eyes to stuff like understanding how could this couple be together and choose to be celibate. And I agree, because I feel like I agree with her when she said that you have to, as women or men or whoever, you have to learn yourself. You have to be able to know yourself in that sense that you won't be so dependent on somebody else to do that, to have you, especially with women, we have some women have a hard time orgasm. They can't reach it, and they can't get it for whatever reason. If they're probably they have to kind of work through or try to get to that point. And I know a girl who I knew for years that she was uncomfortable with touching on herself. I'm like, how? It's yours. That's your body. How do you feel that I'm uncomfortable? But in the scheme of things, she didn't even like sex. And I'm like, how? The only way you're gonna like it is if you like touching on yourself. You have to explore yourself and know what gets you where. And I couldn't understand why she had that issue. But, it speaks to values that she depended on somebody else to make her get there because she couldn't do it herself. And it's once you do it yourself.
Well, the thing is she's most likely, and I apologize for interrupting, most likely, Sonny, she's not getting there at all. And that's where a lot of people, I try to tell, especially my clients, where they come to me and they say, well, hey, I don't think I've ever had an orgasm. If you have to think about it, you probably haven't. You haven't experienced it. In order for you to truly have the best orgasm that you can have, you need to understand your body before you can tell somebody else what you like. Obviously, if you don't know, you can't tell them. That means that they just come in, they just dibble and dabble and do some stuff, and that's it.
Right.
You have to be able to self-pleasure and understand yourself, understand what you like, what you don't like, your turn-ons, your turn-offs, all of that. You need to know that, especially as a woman. There's no way that you should be able, there's no way, especially what kills me, is you have all of these sex partners. you have 30, 40, however many sex partners, and then you don't know what you like. You've never been able to self-pleasure yourself, but you've given yourself to all these different people in the hope that they'll be able to do so. That doesn't make sense.
Exactly. Hold on, guys. You had that caller. They called back. Hold on. Caller, you're on the line with GST Radio.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hello.
Yeah, I'd just like to say, great topic again.
Hi. I didn't recognize the voice.
Yeah, I'm kind of under the influence of the weather right now. You know, the weather is changing, man. You know, I'm from Africa.
Really bad.
Yeah, it's getting cold out here, man. It's hoodie season.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on the topic, brother?
Basically, it's not worth it these days. I mean, like nowadays, it's not worth it to have multiple partners because you don't never know what the other person experienced and what they've been around. You know, before you buy a car, you got to check the mileage. You know, everybody has mileages on their car, man. You know, you might be getting a lemon, like a Ferrari.
So
it's
do
better
you
to
believe
be
in
celibate.
celibacy?
Yeah.
You believe in it? I feel as though. Do you believe in celibacy? See, you talking about testing the waters. I'm talking about for yourself though. For self-awareness.
Like I'm saying, all right. So for individual, point of view, I do believe in celibacy, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, you can't help how you feel when you're to what you're attracted to. But it's up to you when you have to hit the brakes and say, you know what, wait a minute, I'm gonna take it one day at a time. Because if you rush into it, you know what I mean? Because you're looking at like love at first sight, but it's always lust at first sight. You could be lusting at somebody, but they might not love you back. You know what I mean? Because you could be deceiving somebody that wants to practice celibacy and abstinence, and then you want to take them over the, you know what I'm saying? You want to take them over the edge and sell them a dream. You know what I mean? But then, when you're looking at yourself, me personally, I kind of feel as though like I want to be with one person and one person only. But if that person wants to be with multiple people, I can't hold that against them. I gotta let them go. You know what I mean? There's different definitions of celibacy, but there's only one meaning like, you know what I'm saying, like when you're ready. Nobody can force you to do anything you don't want to do.
I look at it from the standpoint when we talk about relationships, as far as, I believe everybody should, if you have a high sex drive, you know what I mean, if you really, you got a high sex drive, I think you should try it. Go like 3 months without it to control it, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like what's her name? Sapphire said, put a self-imposed celibacy thing on yourself, so you can control it, and then you'll get to know yourself better, get to know the person you're dealing with better. Because I don't want to speak for everybody, but I'm pretty sure we all had that one situation where we had sex with somebody, like it was a sexual relationship, and then you realize, like, this person might be cool, but the relationship, the foundation was built on sex. So it's like now you got to reverse engineer the whole thing, and sometimes it's difficult. I know I've been in that.
Sometimes it's difficult, or almost it feels. I mean, I won't say it is, but I mean it feels almost impossible because
exactly,
like the basis was there. The foundation was laid on the wrong type of foundation. So.
Yeah, and it's like you can't.
I know for me, I know for me, once it started wrong, No. If we start the relationship that way, that's how it's going to end. I don't have time. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no other option to go back and hope that, we can be friends and we can try to make it work. No. Obviously, we saw something in one another that was only based on sex. Why attempt to try to find a friendship or a relationship in between there? So that's just my opinion. That people, it may work for other people, but for me, no.
I think that's because when no matter what, you continue to look at it as that, right? You can't turn your brain off to say, this isn't just sex anymore. This is now a friendship, or this is now we cool because we share a liking of this type of activity. You continue to be like, you know what, I really want to have sex with this person because that's what we were doing. We were doing the sex thing, and the sex thing is what kept us together. And that continues to be what's on your mind, right? So when you build something on, you know what, we really cool and really like each other because we both enjoy church, or we really cool and like each other because we both enjoy soccer, or we really cool and enjoy each other because we both are into books, whatever the case may be, and then you build off of that, and then you grow off of that, right? And it becomes something like, more stable and less controlled, because it's no longer that, like you said, that lust and like he was saying, it's the lust at first sight deal, and it's not built on that, because that's temporary. Yeah. Sex is an important part of a relationship. It's not that we're not saying that it's not important, but it's not.
Sex is a drug. Sex is a drug. Sex is a drug.
And make it. You said sex sucks. I won't say that, but it's definitely something that has to be. It has to be kind of the bonus, right? Don't make it the main part of the meal. That's like having dessert as your main meal, and then be like, okay, now is this steak and potato? Like, no, you gotta have a solid foundation to build it.
All right, well,
I think
motherfuckers ain't gonna worry about.
Go ahead.
I mean, look, listen, people ain't gonna be worried about celibacy when they get turned out. Let's keep it let's keep it 100. All right, you find a freak.
Here's my question. If all right, say you meet a girl and she is practicing celibacy, she's been doing it for about 4-5 years, and she meets you, she likes you, and she tells you, you know what, I'm celibate all day. Is your intention to, like, would you feel bad if she broke her vow of celibacy, slept with you, and then you like, you know what, I don't even want you no more? Would you feel some type of way that you did that?
Well, no, I wouldn't feel no type of way, because that's at that point right there is getting to know the person.
It can happen.
Yeah, but if you put it out there, like, listen, this is what I'm trying to get to. I got mission accomplished. I'm with you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But if you put it out there to me, you turn me out, you telling me you want to do all this bang bang boogie and all that, I'm like, well, goddamn, listen, fuck my mission. Let's get it on. But if you want to,
I agree.
Go ahead.
To answer your question, if I meet a girl, she tells me she's celibate, you feel me? If I like her, that's the point. That's why I say, people, you got to know what you're looking for. So if she's telling me she's celibate, and I know that's not what I'm looking for at the time, then I'm not even going to pursue it. But if yeah, but that's why everything can't be generalized or brushed with a broad. You can't use a broad brush on it, because every situation is different. Now, if I go into it, she telling me she's celibate, and I really like her, and I'm riding out with her, and then and then it happens. She break her vow. I'm not going to look at her differently. You feel me? I'm not going to feel because we already built that foundation. You know what I mean? Sex is just a plus at the end of the day. That's what it should be. You know what I mean? Sex should be the add-on, the extra, the icing on the cake. And once we get the icing on the cake,
drug.
we can eat. You know what I mean? We good. I wanted to touch on something Michelle had said real quick. I almost lost it. When she said if it's, my thing is, it go back to what I was just saying. It depends on the person. If we started off on sex, you know what I mean. But we kind of figure out, like, I like this person. You know what I mean? If I really like her and she really likes me, I feel as though we can take a step back.
So let me ask you a question. You think you're going? Hello?
Now, let's make sure when you lose somebody, it's got a real quick pause. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm here.
Yo, so you think? All right. So you think, as men, you think we can go with a relationship with somebody that's celibate, and you knowing that you're like, you know what I'm saying, like somebody that's looking for something different, but you want to change your life. You think you can go 90 days without sex if somebody's holding out?
She's not holding out. She's celibate, but go ahead.
Huh?
You saying, will I be able to wait?
Yeah, like he said, if you want to like a girl, you want to date her, and she's celibate, would you try to like do it with her? Like, would you be do?
Yeah, that's my point. Like I said, if I really like a person, you know what I mean. That's the point. You know what I mean. Too many times, like, I'm 30. You know, I'm not no young boy no more. I'm about to be 34 at the end of the day. So I need something with depth from the door. So if I dig her and we really getting to know each other, I can wait that out. That's no different for you if you meeting somebody, you just, y'all exchange numbers, and over a period of time y'all talk, and then eventually, you don't have to have sex right away with somebody. You know what I mean? And even if you do that. Like, I feel as though if you want to, sometimes that could damage if it's built off that. If it's just built off sex, everything don't have to be built off sex. I think we give sex too much power. You feel me? Like, we are highly sexualized.
No, too much emphasis on in the relationship, right? It's too much emphasis. It can't be the primary thing. It really can't. Somebody told me one time. Yeah, somebody told me one time. They were like, what are you gonna do when both of y'all in y'all 70s or 80s? When there's possibly no more sex. I mean, you could possibly still have it, but if it's when you get to that point, or even like Sapphire mentioned, you get to that health situation. Guys at 50, 60 can have erectile dysfunction and can't have sex. So what if you get to that point? Yeah, but still, you're gonna have issues, right? Women go through menopause. They're not gonna want you to be bothering them half the time. Another time they're gonna want you to bother them. Whatever the case may be, there's gonna be a time when you're gonna have, no sex in a relationship. Then what you gonna do? So you gotta take that emphasis off of that's the only thing that's gonna control or gonna bring happiness to this relationship. And I think another thing that was brought up earlier, and I think it speaks volumes, is the fact that when you know that you are not allowing sex to be the most, the foundation of your relationship, you don't have to worry about that person or that other person being, not to say that they can control you, but you see it happening. People get addicted to another person because of the sex, right? They're like, they're so caught up in the intimacy and the lust and all that stuff that they don't see straight, and they even go through, different issues and tribulations with that person, but because they have, good sex, then everything's all good, or they let everything go and they're like, oh, I can't trust you. I know that you're a mean person, or I know that you don't really love me. But, soon as the draws come off, everything's all good, and that's a problem. That becomes a problem. When you don't allow that to be the controlling part, you have some self-control because you're like, hey, I can do for myself what you can do for me, so it's no big deal. Then I think it gives you power back in that relationship.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I believe right now.
A lot of people. Go ahead, Jabbar.
I believe right now, in day and age, as far as this generation and the generation before us, it's important that in our generation right now, we have to practice celibacy, and abstinence because of the crazy shit that's going on disease-wise. If you're not celibate, if you're not abstinent right now, And if you were lucky to dodge that shit in your earlier years and you're still trying to take risk and fucking roll the dice, I'm sorry. You're going to be in for bad luck. You know what I mean?
I just believe.
Yeah, I mean, he's right. He's right. There's a lot of scary stuff out there. I mean, it's
crazy.
It's no joke out here. You know, these people out here that have these diseases that aren't going to go away, and then I mean, I think it's more than just the disease part of it. You know, I think it's the toxicity of the relationships. You know, men are controlling women, women are controlling men with sex, and that is damaging. It's damaging to your psychology. You know, to your emotions. It's damaging to you psychologically. So there's a lot of damage that can be done by sex when you just out there, like you said, financially. Oh my God, yeah. We were just talking about that a few minutes ago. My boy was talking about how women use
niggas out here tricking, buying box of eggs.
Yeah, exactly. You know, right. So it's scary. You know.
Here's the thing. I don't like now. It's more common. It's being talked about more because stuff is coming out by different people. But all this stuff's been around. This is nothing new. So if you've been risking and acting crazy, it's a possibility that something like that can happen to you. You have to always protect yourself first. No, like people not gonna walk around and say, "Hey, I got this. Hey, I got that. Hey, I got that." It's your responsibility as yourself to protect yourself, no matter what the situation is. You can't blame, "Oh, I got this because someone didn't tell me." You have to protect yourself. You have to understand that shit is real, whether they're going to tell you or not. To protect yourself, you have to always constantly make sure you're getting tested. So that, and then on top of that, it's not just sex. You have people having babies with people they don't even like. They just met them one night, slept with them without a condom, and got pregnant and said, "Well, she should have told me. She ain't tell me to use a condom."
Oh my God!
It takes two people to have a baby.
Real.
You could say it's
real.
You don't know that person. Like, it's crazy. People have to use better judgment. Period.
There's two ways in these days of time. There's two ways in these days of time in this generation. You got to stay strapped in the bed and in the streets. You got to stay strapped up. That's it.
To me, it comes down to self-worth. You feel me? I think that's what it all, and if your self-worth is based on sex, if your relationship worth is based on sex, I think you're setting yourself up for failure. You feel me? I mean, I think we had a discussion on the show before, and I was talking about, if you, like when we talking about relationship, getting into a relationship, building a relationship, if sex is the overall thing of it, that's not really a relationship. You get married, what happens, if your partner gets sick? You know what I mean? What you going to do then? Are you that concerned about sex? Now your partner's sick. Tragedy, all types of things can happen. Anything can happen. So if somebody's pregnant to celibacy, I implore them to use it in a way to maximize their self-worth, and because once you do that, then you'll know what you're looking for in a mate. And your mate you won't put yourself in a position where your mate will diminish your self-worth by reducing it to just a sexual relationship. You know what I mean? If you're trying to get into something for the long haul, like sex, you realize how minor sex is, man. Like you'll realize how fun it is, how much you love it. But then at the end of the day, like when you talk about relationship, living with somebody long term, it's way more than that. Communication, things happen. You feel me? Like
sex is only the first stage.
You want to be with, you want to be with somebody that something happened to you, they got you.
Right.
Yeah. What if you can't have sex? Yeah, what if you can't have sex? What for a certain period of time? What if something happened you can't have? You get in a car accident, something happened to you. Like
got to build that bond.
There's things people don't think about. Yeah,
it's got to be deep. It's got to be deeper than that. It's got to be stronger than that. That's what it is. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, man. We're in the after show now.
Yes, we are.
All right, guys. Yo, man.
Yeah.
Holla, man. God bless everybody, man.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for calling,
All
bro.
right, you too, Jabril. Appreciate you.
Peace.
Yeah, appreciate you, brother.
I'm about to go get a haircut.
Michelle is still on the line?
Yeah, she should be.
I'm
right?
still here. I've been listening.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's taking it all in. She's taking it all in.
Yeah, but I'm like,
Sometimes you just gotta listen.
This has been very interesting and informing because I know for myself a couple times, I don't want to say I practice celibacy. I think I practice abstinence. But like different times in my life, I just felt like I was just doing too much. Not that I was like doing too much sexually. I don't want to say that, but I feel like, you know how you just feel like your life is just not in order and you just need to get it together. Like I was in between trying to get my first apartment. I was trying to get a job. I just was homeless for a little bit. So I took some time out to myself and just was like, you know what, I'm just going to chill. And I was just doing what I had to do. And, like, I remember my friends saying, you mean you don't give nobody a chance, you're not trying to talk to nobody because I'm trying to get my shit together. And I did. I got me a job. I got my first apartment. I got it. Like, I was doing what I needed to do for me and my child. And you got to kind of get yourself together, like, mentally, spiritually, physically, and all that, because you got to prepare for, like, whether you can't meet somebody and try to be with them and your life ain't together. That's just not how I feel like how I've been in my life. If I'm not together, I can't really be deep with nobody else because my life is in shambles. I don't have time to be worried about whether or not I called you enough. I was ignoring you. I didn't want to talk to you. So like that. So you kind of go through those patches in life, but and that's the best part about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing to do, especially when you are trying to have a focus on something or be serious about getting a certain goal achieved in a certain amount of time, because a relationship, especially new relationships, can be distracting. You know, they can be very distracting.
Yes,
they can take you off your focus, off your balance, and ultimately prevent you from making or achieving that goal. So you definitely sometimes have to look at it from the viewpoint of, do I want to get this done or do I want to, procrastinate on it? Because the thing is, if you out here dating and floating around from person to person or whatever the case may be, trying to find that right person, that your focus is going to be on that. That's going to be your activity. That's going to be your goal, because it takes a lot of work to build into a relationship. Even the short-term ones, the ones that don't even last a few weeks or whatever, it takes a lot of work because my thing was, when I was dating and I was out there dating, it was like, a date here, a date there. You're trying to talk to this person, tell them all your life story, and then trying to get their life story, trying to consume information about them. You're trying to regurgitate information about yourself to them, and it's draining. You know what I mean? And then you go through a period of whatever time that you're dating. A lot of times, a lot of people like to go on a bunch of dates up front. And I think all of that focus on that relationship will take you out of focus on everything else. You know what I mean? Maybe not everything. I mean, if you got a family, you got kids, you'll focus on what their thing is doing. But then that's the thing. Now you have your pointers pointed at all these different directions. These other goals that you had to achieve, like you said, trying to get a better job or trying to get a place or trying to even just set your place up, whatever the case may be. If your focus is not on that, on that, then you're going to be all over the place, right? So I think a lot of times that's great, because you can now say, okay, now I can put my eggs in this basket, get this goal achieved, while I'm taking care of kids, while I'm working, or get this new job while I'm, going to school and doing X, Y, Z. So I think that's definitely most important when you're trying to achieve these life goals.
Well, I know for me, I have a true understanding of people that are trying to be celibate, and then they kind of keep backpedaling, because I know for this entire year I've tried it, and it has not worked. Okay, when I tell y'all, listen, like I tried and I keep breaking it. But I know moving forward, I know probably in the next year I'll be completely celibate, because it's a mental thing. I know that I have to prepare myself to really be ready for it. And then it's a little harder for me because, again, based on my business, it's not like I can just avoid it. Some people have the ability to completely avoid sex and not talk about it and not deal with it. There's no way for me to be able to avoid it. I still have to I still have to be me. I still have to produce, the same outcome that I've been doing for my clients, even though this is the life path that I'm getting ready to take. It's just, it puts me in a position where I have to be mentally stronger than what I've already been. So like I said, I completely understand people that are trying and then they go back and then they try and then, so eventually they'll get it.
Yeah, I think it comes down to personalities. Like, for me, like, I can get along with anybody. My friends, the type of people I deal with are all over the place. You feel me? But at the end of the day, I like my alone time. Like, I'm a loner, so I like to move alone a lot. And I know if people like to move alone a lot, it'll be a little bit easier for them to do it because they're used to being by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So with me, I like being by myself. I learn more about myself. I improve more when I'm by myself. So it made it a little easier. Like you said, it's a mental thing. So it made it easier for me. And then like something that Willie just said about people out there looking for Mr. or Mrs. Right, when in turn they should be trying to make themselves Mr. or Mrs. Right. You get what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people avoid to do. You so busy looking for that right person, but the whole time you're not making sure you're right.
Exactly.
And I know a lot of people fall in that. Trap. I need this, I need that, but what are you doing for you? Where are you at? Have you bettered yourself? You looking for, the old saying, you can't be a nickel out here looking for a dime.
Right. Yep. True.
There's a lot of nickels out here looking for dimes on both sides, man and woman. I feel as though abstinence or celibacy, I think that's one way of helping you improve yourself, get to the best version of you, because that should be all our goal, to be the best version of ourselves. So therefore, in all our relationships would be better. We would be dealing with our relationships on a higher level. And if people can't meet you at that level, then you got to cut them off. They're toxic. They're not good for you.
Right. Pretty much.
This is a good topic.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Like Sapphire said, it'll be good to make a little series out of it. Y'all figure out how we're going to do it. But that'd be dope.
It definitely we can take a deeper dive into it. Do a little more research into it and kind of discuss some of the other elements of it and the benefits. I think that's the biggest thing is focus on those benefits and the methods, right? Because I think that couple. I think that's interesting. To hear that that couple took that. That's a real journey right there. 4 years to really go through.
Well, it was really like 3 years and 2 months. I just posted the link on our Facebook page.
Sure. Any number of months that add up to a year. That's huge. That's huge. I don't think it's impossible for people to abstain or to take that step back and look at themselves and all that stuff. But to do that, knowing that you got somebody right there who can blow that all away, it's like, that's a challenge, you know what I'm saying? But to be doing it for that right reason, that's a blessing, you know what I mean? Because that's the thing is that a lot of people don't see the seriousness in doing something like that, you know what I mean? I think it's a lot of people who jump into relationships and they're not understanding that you have to be really focused on the end goal. You got to be really focused on what you're trying to achieve. And a lot of times it's just kind of end it willy-nilly, you know what I mean? And I think, sometimes that happens just because, people just meet up and things happen, and that's fine. But, when you're saying you're going to be with this person, really, really focusing on the how and the why and the how to make it work best and how to build a truly strong, relationship, I think it's commendable to think that they took that step, you know what I mean, that they took that route, I mean, and it's not for everybody. I definitely know it'll be a challenge for a lot of people. I mean, I'll admit it'll be a challenge for me, but it's one of those things that it was important to them, and they stuck with it, and that's great.
Yeah, it must have been a whole lot of prayer up in there, because I know.
Yeah.
Jesus, the devil is a lie. I would have been out there. But no, I think the problem with people's relationships nowadays, people lose themselves in their relationship. They're not focused on the betterment of the relationship as a whole and making themselves better, like for each other. They're worried about making themselves the perfect person for the person they're with, like just for them and not for themselves. You understand?
Yeah. I completely understand.
So I think that's where it comes, because if a relationship is work for two people, you have to you have to both lift each other up and want to make each other better for yourself. So I think with them doing it, they like pushed each other. They were like each other's rock to hold each other up when it was. I'm sure they had some struggles and stuff like that, but you have to kind of be that shoulder to help, and put you give you that vote of confidence and give you that motivation to keep going forward, because it's going to better relationship as a whole. Whereas people are so focused on the other person that they're not. It's always usually more often than not the one person is the whole heart relationship, and they're trying to make it better for that other person and not making it better for both of them. So I think that's where it kind of becomes a problem. Like, I understand because I've done it. I had to understand, and I had to learn a long time ago that that's not the way this shit works. It's not just me proving myself or making sure that they're okay. I need them to make sure I'm okay too. I need support just as much as I'm giving it, and we got to motivate each other.
True.
It's a lot of people on one side relationships, and and to them they so lost in it they don't even see it. Like, it's just them holding the other person up, and there's never any help with them.
Yeah, very true, very true. I mean, that's what I was saying. Some of that can be a control mechanism. Some of that can be the codependence. A lot of people get codependent on another person and not realize it, because they just kind of feel like, I'm doing this for their happiness, and not realizing that some of the things that they're doing become truly focused on that other person, and then when that other person either isn't around or can't reciprocate, then their life kind of falls apart, falls to pieces, and it's like, that's your sign,
Yeah.
It almost goes back to, remember when we did our show about compromise?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it basically, that's similar to that topic, where sometimes, I think we said sometimes certain things you compromise on, but never compromise yourself.
Yeah.
Right. You compromise on certain things, but don't compromise yourself. Once you compromise,
people compromising themselves.
Yeah, once you compromise yourself, the relationship will never be the same. Because resentment is set in. I've been there. You feel me?
It ain't no good.
Yeah, because then you're gonna feel like, well, then it's gonna be. It turns into a tit for tat thing.
Or I did this for you.
Yeah, I did this for you, but you can't do this for me. And then you don't do that. Then it's a never-ending story, and then that's when the relationship basically over at that point.
Yeah. And that's why I tell people, if you're going to do anything in a relationship, like if you want to better yourself in a relationship, do it not because the worst person wants you to do it. You do it because of you. Whatever it is, do it because that's what you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people respect you more in a relationship when they see you doing something for yourself, and they see you really being focused on your own betterment. Because I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, some things, there's gonna be certain things you're gonna do for yourself that's gonna better the relationship anyway. Or it's gonna better the situation for your family that that you're building or whatever. But if you're doing it because it's truly making you better, your mate is they should be. I'm not gonna say everybody's gonna be, but they should be happy for you. They're gonna be happier with you. That they're gonna say, hey, this person they know their self-worth, and now I can see their worth even greater because they've done this for themselves. So
yeah. And people like people that go like you have to have drive. You can't be rich if you just ain't got nothing going. You can't offer nothing because you okay with what your life is. You're not trying to better it at all. And people like I don't know if y'all men probably don't watch the show Insecure. The guy sat there without a job because he couldn't get the job he wanted for 2 years. Who wants somebody that's not to condone her cheating, but who wants somebody that's okay with their life sitting on the couch doing nothing because they don't got the job they want rather than working? Like, you just sitting there doing nothing. Like, you're okay with that? Nobody should be okay with that. You have to want more. And for your life, not even for the person, for yourself. You need more.
Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. And one thing we got to understand, though, more means different things to different people.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I always say that's why I think this topic was perfect, because like we've been saying, you know, that's celibacy is more of a personal journey to better yourself, so to speak. So when you get at a certain point, when you get to the best version of yourself, a lot of that stuff you won't even allow in your life, and then people will see that from the outside. They won't even approach you because they know, like, they ain't beat for my bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right.
They ain't beat for my bullshit, so I'm not even, you know, because you value yourself. You know your self-worth. You know, I think that's what it comes down to, self-worth.
Yeah, that's huge, and that's huge to have. And in a relationship or out of a relationship, it's huge to have.
Exactly. So about to wrap it up. Anybody got any last comments before we go?
Michelle?
No, I don't have any more comments. I think we covered all bases right at this moment.
Yeah. I mean, my only thing is oh yeah, definitely. I mean, my only thing is just, you know, like what everybody's been saying is that, you know, I think people need to seriously look at it as for the benefits that it has. You know, the benefits to your own psyche. You know, your own self-worth, your own, you know, your physical, your mental, spiritual. There's so many aspects of it, and you know, being able to. Go ahead.
They have to realize that what works for me won't work for you. Mm-hmm. When you decide to become celibate, go full force with it based on what you need in your life. Not what your friends need, not what your family needs, not what your spouse needs. It's all about you at this moment. That's why you're becoming celibate in the first place, to understand you, to learn you, you know, and just, again, focus on you. That's it.
Yeah. That's pretty much it, though. Well,
happy birthday to my mama. It's her birthday. I'm going to just throw that out there.
Happy birthday, Mama.
Yeah,
happy birthday, Mama Black.
Yeah, happy birthday.
I'm going to somber it up a little bit. It's been one of the roughest weeks of my life. Monday, my little brother got shot up.
Ooh.
You know, he's alive.
Thank God.
Come on, God.
Yeah.
You know, he's alive. He's good. So, you know, I just want to send my love out to him. You know, shout him out, Frank. I love you. You know, I almost wasn't here today, people. You know, I almost died Monday myself, too. So, because I went crazy, you know what I mean? But, you know, I almost ain't through the shot. I mean, I probably would never heard from me again. I just wanted to shout my bro out, you know.
Glad you're still here, too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. He was only 16.
Prayers with him to recover and be intact.
Wow.
And that's
it happened right by you.
Same with you, Clint.
It happened right by me.
Yeah, right by your house.
I never know what's going on around here. I never, like, somebody got to tell me. I live right around here, and I never know what's happening. That is crazy. I'm glad that he's okay, because that's not cool. Like that's I say these people, it's getting real crazy out here. Not that it's not crazy anywhere else, but Trenton is so small, and it's just crazy. They don't care. Nobody cares anymore. They just doing what they want to do.
Yeah, man, it's been a rough one.
It's been a big lot with you and your brother.
Thank y'all, because this show gave me a chance to detach from reality real quick. So I appreciate this.
You know, like I said, you just told me that. I'm like, can you just chill out and we'll be over here. We got this. You know, that's the last thing we need to think about.
I wanted to. I need to get my mind off it.
No, I understand. But like I said, we're glad that you're still here, and we're glad your little brother is still here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank God for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
Information. We're going to give our information out now, Michelle.
Yeah, boy, you just threw my mind like that.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's getting it? We're praying. We're definitely praying for you and your family. You know.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Okay, so my name is Michelle. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook under Unforgettable Pleasures, or my direct page, which is Michelle Collins on Facebook.
Well, y'all know where y'all can catch me at on my blog site at kingstruth.com. You can catch me on Twitter at EastTrentonGloomy, at ETrentonGloomy, and Snapchat, King's Truth.
Playing over here, dropping focus.
All right, this is Willie Styles. Y'all can catch me at Willie Styles, STYLEZ. I'm everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. On Snapchat, I'm Willie.Styles, or catch me on my blog, AskWillieStyles.com or StylesRadio.com.
And, of course, I am Sunny_D on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. You can catch me on my blog, reservedlyme.com. And you can catch the podcast on our website, gstradioshow.com. Look us up. We're on Facebook, Snapchat, and IG. We also have a Tumblr page as well. Check us out on YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud. Thank you guys for listening to this tonight.
And Google Play Music.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Google Play Music. I'm sorry. I just forgot that one. I'm sorry.
Y'all know what it is, people. Catch us in 7 days.
Good night, guys. And thanks to our callers, too.
Thanks to the caller. Thanks, Sapphire. Thanks, Jabril. Appreciate you calling in.
And have a great night, guys.
Holla.
With free next-day delivery from Staples, you can run your business like a pro. You can guarantee the marketing department that they'll get their supplies tomorrow, and guarantee the accounting department that they'll be delivered free. With free next-day delivery, you'll have the ability to move deadlines up and adjust budgets down. Go to Staples.com and get the office essentials you need delivered next day for free. Staples. It's pro time. Orders over $49.99. Placed by 5 p.m. Excludes weekends and holidays. Eligible items only.
Hi, you've reached the High Fashion Hotline.
Hi, my family is hosting a barbecue for Labor Day, and we need our style to look smokin'.
Try Old Navy. You guys will look BB cute.
Old Navy?
Yep, right now at Old Navy's Labor Day sale, the styles your family loves are all 50% off. Get 50% off all jeans, dresses, and tees.
50% off all jeans, all dresses, and all tees?
You bet, all 50% off at Old Navy and OldNavy.com.
Honey, get those dogs off the grill. We're going to Old Navy.
High Fashion, Old Navy. Valid 8/31 to 9/4. Excludes licensed men's packaged and clearance.